I have never been married or engaged. The older I get, the less willing I am to give my heart and soul to a woman, even if she says she's the one. With each passing year, the trappings of romantic relationships fade away, replaced by a sense of independence and self-sufficiency. I am almost 63 years old, and for years I have been taking 3 to 8 red pills a day to suppress emotions. These are not just pills. They represent my conscious choice to step back from the chaos of the new age. In today's world, a woman does not feel alone. He can find a person, scroll through many pages on dating applications, or meet someone at social events. But what he was looking for was the sweetest person he had ever seen, someone who could raise his position in the social hierarchy. Aiming less for faithful attachment and more for herd commitment, she will seek out the mate that is available to her. It's interesting to see how the strength of the relationship changes over the years. Women are often socialized to believe that their worth is tied to the man they attract, leading them to seek out the best option available, often at a cost. Meaningful relationship. Now, I have reached the point where I question the nature of these relationships. Why chase a short love when there is so much to be found in it? When I think about my life, I see that my priorities have changed. The freedom to live life on my own terms, to pursue my passions without compromising the relationship, has far outweighed the rigors of dating obligations. I learned that loneliness is not the same as loneliness. Instead, it promotes creativity, perspective, and a deeper understanding of the world around me. As I approach this new chapter, I find comfort in the choices I have made. As the world continues to change around me, my journey has taught me that self-discovery and personal fulfillment can be just as important as, if not more than, personal enrichment. Traditional relationships. The story has changed, and I'm more interested in the real world than chasing old expectations. A recruiter is expected to be able to introduce himself to someone outside of his circle. Remember, before the internet, making friends was easier. In the old days, you could meet people at school, work, or social events where you were invited. This desire for the perfect match is not new. Even in the 1950s, women sang about their frustration at the lack of good men. Their standards were high then, and they are still high now. In the rest of this video, I will talk about why men feel sad when they are divorced or single. I also want to talk about a phenomenon I've noticed. The longer I go without a date or relationship, the less I want to come back. The better I am at being in control of myself and making my own decisions, the less I need anyone else's input. The more time I spend alone, the more angry I get at people, especially those who try to control me or tell me what to do. One of the side effects of going MGTOW, men go their own way, is increased productivity, happiness, and the ability to block out the actions and opinions of others when happy women trying to get into my life. Increasingly, I find that I only work with women in environments where their behavior is expected, such as in the workplace, when they are working in care. The cashier, the salesman, or the waiter can look down on me, but he can't show it because he risks losing his job. For men who still want validation and female attention, this may be the best option for you. In professional environments, he should be on his best behavior. But outside of work, he can treat you however he wants and get away with it. Women are becoming increasingly bitter. They have to do a lot of things, make fake jokes, and make fun of being with their colleagues. Therefore, when they meet men, they throw all their negative energy and anger on that person. The worse their work environment, the worse their behavior in relationships. I've seen this firsthand, as bubbly and sweet as my ex at work, but cold and speechless at home. In the past, men could use force or the threat of force to take women, but that is not possible today. Women do not respect men's authority. The longer I stay single or in a relationship, the less able I am to deal with the bad behavior of men and women. It's gotten to the point where women send me walls of texts full of foul mouths, hoping to get my attention. But I still don't. I'm tired like an old dog who wants to rest in peace and quiet by the fire. Going my own way has made me less interested in the drama that women and society try to put me through. I did not become a protester. I prefer social interactions where I feel respected, not abused or harassed. The few women I met on Tinder this year were mean and toxic. It's no surprise, and the title, Women Who Hate the Bachelor, makes it clear why. Darkness loves company. A person who does what he wants in life, regardless of social responsibilities, makes others sad. Women are taught from a young age that men are their slaves. When they see someone who deviates from that script, they express their anger. Women look down on single men because they can't earn money. If you don't have a girlfriend or wife, no one can invade your space or use your property. I've talked before about women occupying men's spaces, either through relationships or marriage. It's like an extension of feminine influence that enters your domain and takes over. Men have occupied the world, but women occupy male spaces with their sex. If they can't use their enthusiasm to live your life, they don't stand a chance. All these masculine resources are there, but they are impossible, like a pirate's treasure that cannot be found because you don't give a map to your heart. Graduate tax is long. When you are in a male relationship, you think that this is normal for a man. Your right to stay is guaranteed. At one point, men had to marry because of the lack of social security. Men know their own way of being a woman better than other people and discuss it in male areas. Nikola Tesla, Isaac Newton, and other great men stayed single because they were busy changing the world. As a certified bachelor, I believe that if I am still in love with a woman, I can be controlled easily. But since I'm independent, women hate that men like me can focus on thinking, creating, and creating without them. Here lies the real power. Einstein became a temporary undergraduate while working on the theory of relativity. His wife put the food down and left him alone. He finally lost his patience because there was no one to fuss with. This is how women behave. They try to equalize the pressure, like air trying to fill a vacuum. MGTOW creates a vacuum, a space that the community is trying to fill. At a time when traditions and expectations weigh heavily on men, the MGTOW movement stands as a symbol of hope and redemption. As men begin to create space for themselves, physically and mentally, we are witnessing a seismic shift in the way we approach our lives and our relationships. This program is not just a response to the pressures of modern life. It is a radical declaration of independence that empowers men to free their lives from social constraints. Today's men are more vocal, sharing their experiences and perspectives through different media, podcasts, blogs, and videos. When we create meaningful stories that challenge the status quo, we can explore what it really means to be human in this world. We set our values, set our boundaries, and nurture the younger generation with respect and understanding. This exchange is not just a story, it's revolutionary, encouraging men to question long-held beliefs about relationships and societal expectations. The purpose of MGTOW is more than choosing to be alone. It's about self-awareness and self-empowerment. We are moving away from the old concept of accumulating wealth to admire women, to embrace a culture of individuality where fulfillment comes from within. This development represents a major departure from tradition, where our self-worth is often tied to our romantic relationships and public approval. Instead, we focus on our needs, goals, and well-being, redefining what it means to be alive. Imagine a future where people are honest, without societal pressure to conform. It's a future where we focus on mental health, following our passions, and interacting with the world on our own terms. This is the time we are creating. A time when people are realizing their worth beyond what is expected of them. We don't just live. We live. As we continue to embrace this change, we empower each other to break free from the constraints of convention. We don't need to fit into the narrow traps that society has created for us. Instead, we can create our own paths, explore new opportunities, and create meaningful and authentic relationships. This move is unstoppable. By moving quickly, we will clear the obstacles that try to keep us down. No force can break this wave of individuality and personal power. Together, we will change the story and fight for a new concept that allows people to grow without external validation. It's not just a move. This is a revolution, a recovery of our identity and our lives. So let's keep moving forward, getting our word out and lifting ourselves up on this journey. The future belongs to those who dare to live life to the fullest, and we are the pioneers of that future.